Okay, in preparation for my big tomato canning session that I expect to be doing in the next couple of weeks, I've purchased 4 dozen of the regular mouth pint jars, all from Bernardin. They are apparently newish style, smooth-sided jars, but they do say Bernardin right on the jars, so they aren't a knockoff. Okay. Yeah, so I did open one of the packages, and yes, they do say Bernardin right on the jars, so that's who they're made from. But yeah, looks like clean, smooth-sided jars, and they were actually a great deal. The Canadian Home Hardware had them on sale for, I think, $6.99, $7 a dozen. And by the time you buy just the lids that take, $2 and change off that, it's probably about $5 for the jars and the rings. So yeah, so much for thrift shopping for these jars. I've got a better price buying them new. So I did. I bought 4 dozen. And I will be using these for my tomatoes. Now I have probably about 4 to 5 dozen wide mouth that are empty that I will be using for something else, but that's fine. There's always a use for them, but for the tomatoes I think that the regular mouth jars are more than adequate, and this won't be enough. I'll probably be using some of the wide mouth. I also have... Alright, so perhaps one of the luxuries that I have when it comes to making my tomato sauce is this tomato squeezer that my mother bought me years and years and years ago. She took pity on me when she saw me using the hand crank style and bought me this one, and today these things are worth probably double what she paid for it. So anyway, today we're going to unbox and set this up because tomato season is upon us, and there's a lot to do to prepare. So I always wash this and wrap it up in dish towels and that to keep it tidy and clean. So get all the parts out of the box, and then we will set it up. And yes, I am rather fortunate to own this piece of equipment, no doubt, considering that I do at least 100 pounds of tomatoes every year. It's a big job. Put the box aside, and now we'll do the setup. It is an electric powered, and yes, you can get much better hand ones than I had when I was younger. They make much better quality hand controlled ones rather than electric than what was available in those days. But I have this one, so I use it. Now, I only put this together once a year, so there is a bit of a learning curve every year, sort of. Or is there? No, that does stay there. Okay. And this guy goes in here. Yes. And then the hard part is getting this piece Yes, it does go in this way. And usually takes a little bit more force than what I have. But here we go. Is that right now? No, I'm missing something. I knew I was. Okay. There, that's better. Okay. And I should probably have a hook, which is something that I forgot to do. Just a little bit of a lubricant on this part here before I screw it in. So I'm going to get some olive oil. Actually, I think I'll just use some Crisco that I have put aside for my cast iron. I put it in a mason jar, so it's always handy. But yeah, just a little bit of lubricant on that part. Doesn't need much. Then this fellow goes on, and that part goes in. And the little wrench that came with it was not very good, so my husband insisted I buy a good one. And I keep it with this machine. He's got duplicates of this, but okay, it goes that way. And tighten it up there. You don't even have to make it too tight. Okay. Put the little box back into the larger box so I know where it is when I need it. Now, yeah, this part. So what happens here is that this part connects to that one, and it's a spring action, and it does take just a little bit of force here. Good, I got it. That wasn't so bad. Add on our top part here. And that one goes in that direction. Okay, this is not going to be set up on this table. I'm just putting it together here. And of course, this is to push our tomatoes in. Now, it's all set up and ready. So, and you do not run this dry. You do not start up the motor until there are tomatoes in the machine. So what happens is that we have a bucket to catch all the juices and another container to catch all the skins and peel, and that's what this machine effectively does, is separate the pulp from the waste. So my machine is now ready to go, and now to get the other items ready. I have my lids. And I found an interesting thing is that a whole bunch of either old or new lids, these are all brand new, but they do fit into a wide mouth mason jar, like the regular lids will fit into a wide mouth mason jar. And I believe I have over 75 lids in this particular jar, maybe more. But I put those aside. I have some rings already. And I'm in the process of washing over 100 pint jars. So we'll get everything ready. I also need a couple of food grade 5-gallon buckets, and obviously our tomatoes. So there'll be a few other items along the way, a strainer and lifters and all kinds of things, but this is setting up the machine is one of the biggest chores. And, yeah, awesome. And I try to clean it up really good every year and before I put it away. You want this spotless because this is what separates the juice, the pulp, from the seeds and the peel. Anyway, we'll get back to you when we've got more of it set up and ready. Okay, I'm starting to gather a few more of the things that I need here. I am washing all my pint jars that I plan to be using for this process. I have washed, I bought a couple of brand new and washed food grade 5-gallon buckets. So those are some more of the items that I'll need. I'll still have to gather a few more items and get everything ready before I even attempt to start. I think that would make life a whole lot easier for me. Anyway, so yeah, the first process will be to assemble up all the items that I need to do this job, and the second process will be to actually do it. Okay, so I've picked up also 2 strainers and one great big huge scoop to take the tomatoes out of the blanching water, and then these would be to drain them as soon as they come out of the blanching water. We'll also need 2 great big pots to put on the stove to blanch the potatoes or tomatoes, and this item is to catch all the seeds and peel. So I'm getting there. I'm amassing everything I need. I do have some more jars that I have to prepare. We're getting there, and I have 100 pounds of tomatoes so far. I don't know if that'll be enough. I may have to go get another 50 pounds. So I would like to have 100 pint jars for this season, canned, and I don't think that what I have will. They claim, I got 4 boxes and they claim that they're 25 pounds each. I'm not so sure, but it doesn't matter. If we can get 100 jars, I'll be happy. So yeah, this is stage 1, getting everything together. And perhaps tomorrow we will start to can, because I'm too tired to start today.